Welcome to Soapbox Heroes. How are you guys doing? Today, I'm glad to have with me a very, very good friend of mine. I call him my little big homie. Sometimes I call him late at night. He give me advice. He be telling me about all type of stuff. Some of the stuff he talks about, I don't know everything about. Very, very talented man. A man of do you call him a renaissance man, a man of many facets, a man of many experiences in his life. I got Raj with me. What's up, Raj?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
What's going
Yeah, I
on, Raj?
appreciate that welcome and that intro like that. That's quite the introduction. It's
But
quite the
it's
introduction.
fair. It's a fair
For sure. But
introduction.
I'll tell you that everything that I talk about, I don't know everything about.
You
So
don't know everything you talk
yeah,
about.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Um, really anything about anything, man. I got
Uh huh.
a certain like understanding or a perspective really that has come from maybe observation, and then experience.
A
And
certain
yeah,
understanding.
yeah, and so I'll share about things and why
Uh huh.
this has come to be the way that I move, you
Right.
know. But that's just the way that I move, and so I share stuff like that with people, just because what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for the next. Yeah,
Mm.
so you can try one thing out. If it doesn't work for you, no worries.
Okay.
That doesn't mean it didn't work for you. It means that maybe the first time there could have been some sort of predisposition. Did you
Uh huh.
actually try it?
Right.
So one of the rules, or not the rules, or things, but one of the ways that I like to put it is you try something, and to really experiencing it has to be 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So something about the number three, right? But the first time is to get over your fear
Okay.
of trying or doing whatever it is.
Okay.
The second time is to experience it without that judgment or
Mm-hmm.
predisposition or bias. And the third time is to decide whether or not it serves you or not, whether or not you like it. So that's how you
Really?
really experience something, right?
Okay.
And I've, felt that that'll give you a fair
Uh huh.
judgment or evaluation, rather,
Mm-hmm.
of things. But before we get into things,
You see, he dive in deep. Baby Brown back there on the engineer
yeah,
board. Can you turn the
forgive me.
sound up just a taste? He dive in deep, and that's just a little small nugget. But today too, what I want to talk to you about, Raj. I want to talk about the different crystals. I
Yeah.
want to talk about chakras. I want to talk about all the stuff because there's some people out there be like, man, that's for hippies. That's for
Hmm.
hippies. And so I want
Yeah.
to learn more about it. I talked to my mom earlier and I said, we're going to be talking about chakras. And she said, what?
Yeah.
I
Pay
said,
the electricity bill.
yeah, we're gonna be playing
Yeah.
chakras. You mean Shasta? No, chakras. And she said, well, I've heard something about it, but she doesn't really know. And so I said, you know what? I think that would be good for us to talk about as a topic. Just these things in general.
Most deaf. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So, man, what? First off, what is this interesting stuff you have here
Well,
on the table?
first off, do you mind if we start off
No, I don't mind. I'm,
a
I'm
certain
here.
way?
I'm ready
A
to
certain
learn.
way.
Let's
Like I
start
said,
off.
I move a certain way,
Okay.
and I'll let you know exactly why, right?
Okay.
But let's do something together real quickly,
Let's do it.
and the reason is we're just going to be getting on the same wavelength, okay? So
Mm-hmm.
everything is frequency, so
Okay.
we're able to actually manipulate our frequency, right?
Okay. See,
Uh,
you manipulating the frequency right
hey,
there.
look at that,
Uh
proof
huh.
is in the pudding, baby. So you're going to have your palms facing upwards on top of your knees there.
Okay. On top of my
And
knee.
let's go ahead and sit
All right.
forward, come to the edge of your seat,
Edge. Okay.
and you see how it kind of forces you to sit up straight.
All
All right,
right.
now go ahead and close your eyes, and we're
Okay.
going to exhale into the sounds ah, ooh, and
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna do that a total of 3 times, exhaling fully into each sound. You're gonna feel the vibration starting at the base of the spine,
Okay.
moving upwards with the ooh into the middle of the chest, and then moving upwards even still into the V of the throat,
Okay.
vibrating into the rest of the head.
Okay.
With the sound Okay,
All right.
so go ahead and close your eyes. Let's sit up straight, lengthen the spine, relax the shoulders. Keep your eyes closed. Let's take a deep inhalation through the nostrils. And let's begin. eyes closed. Keep a smile on your face and notice the difference that this makes. As you breathe in and out through the nostrils, feel the cool air enter the body through the tips of the nostrils as you inhale. And the sensation of cell phones going off as you exhale through the tips of your nostrils. Go ahead and rub your palms together very vigorously. Feel the heat being generated, the energy, the prana between the fingers, thumbs, and palms. And gently massage the face muscles, cheekbones, and forehead. Feel the warmth being transferred. Let's take a deep inhalation through the nostrils and a long, full exhalation. Deep inhalation and hold. Long, full exhalation. Deep inhalation and hold the breath. Hold the breath and smile. Big smile. Keep smiling. This time, as you exhale with a smile and a few gentle blinks, slowly open your eyes. Yeah, so
I feel like I'm high.
yeah, we're on a high vibration, baby. Yeah, so go ahead.
Okay, so what was
How do
that
you feel?
practice? Getting on the frequency, right?
Yeah.
And that's something that you hear a lot. What is frequency? Why did we get on the same frequency? And what is a frequency?
So what did you notice just now?
I noticed that as we were doing the vocal, the at the end, it seemed like we got more in tune
Yeah.
by the time we did it the third time.
Smooth out.
Yeah, and I noticed that it felt like my breathing got a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't so much worried about my posture. The further we went into it, it was
Yeah.
just kind of there.
Loosened up in the right places.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, so
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Feel good.
you
The
gotta
neighborhood.
remember.
Uh-huh.
So what it does is the sounds ah, ooh, and ma, right? Ah, ooh, and ma, and then these three sounds actually account for every other sound, and every other vibration or frequency emanates from a base of either ah, ooh, or and
Okay.
ah you feel it at the base of the spine. So what happens when you rise in the AM? What's the first
You
sound?
yawn. You.
What's the sound of a yawn?
Ah.
Right? If I were to, yeah, if I
Oh.
were to pinch you right now, you,
Ouch.
you might say ouch.
Ah.
You might
Yeah.
say right? It
I
starts
might
from
say, Raj,
you
why
know?
the hell you pinch
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
After ah.
Either way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
has to do with a state of alertness or
Okay.
awake. It has to do with the waking state of consciousness. So as a baby, we kind of know these things. So a baby, all it knows is that's all it knows.
So that's a waking of the consciousness of a
Yeah.
baby.
So if you want to, yeah,
That's to
so
wake up your conscience
of
too. I'm hungry.
consciousness in general, right?
Okay.
That's going to relate to what are the functions, at the base of the spine. They're more so survival based. They're
Okay.
more so waking state functions, right? Like what happens, how do you need to be how does your consciousness need to be in a waking state? It needs to be in survival mode, actually. That's how we're built.
Right.
So we're alert. We're able to see. We're able to reproduce. We're able to digest and eat. Things that nourish the physical body, waking state. So that's
Right.
being reinforced with that sound. So that's why if you feel that, that's where the vibration goes. You feel at the base, more so in your stomach. You feel
Okay.
that, right? Now, ooh is the dream state or the subconscious. Yeah.
Ooh.
So,
Okay.
ooh. Try
I
that.
say ooh when I
Yeah.
seen something.
Ooh. Yeah. You see,
Ooh.
if I see a nice piece of pie or something like
Yeah,
that, I might
pie.
be like, ooh.
Especially pie.
Right? Yeah. It's a
Ooh.
dream state. Okay.
Pie.
I'm a
A
pie guy.
pie.
I'm a pie
Ooh.
guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so ooh is for that though. But
Uh-huh.
ooh will also help to heal the sacrum, the sacral chakra, which is down here within the waking state, but that has to do with sensuality, sexuality, sweetness, desire, those types of things,
Okay.
because it heals the heart chakra, but it also heals down here.
Okay.
You see what I mean? Because as a product of this being imbalanced over here in the subconscious,
Mm-hmm.
in the dream state,
Mm-hmm.
we may experience issues in the conscious state, an
Mm-hmm.
waking state. So this is how it's connected, right?
Yeah.
Now, ooh, saying that,
Ooh.
yeah, it just makes you feel a certain way, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
within music and everything.
Baby, I
Now,
love you.
yeah. So
Yeah.
when we did that, ooh, we're
Uh-huh.
bringing it up, and that brings it up to the heart center, or and it activates those subconscious energies,
Uh-huh.
those dream state energies. You know, that's more astral and that's more
Okay.
lucid, and so that has to do with connection, creation.
Mm-hmm.
That has to do with bringing things, the balance in
Okay.
between, right? Now, the
Uh-huh.
is the unconscious,
Mm-hmm.
is the sleep state. Now,
Yeah.
you feel it in the V of the
Uh-huh.
throat, and it moves upwards.
Okay.
And so these have to do with what we consider to be more evolved or higher frequencies or states of consciousness, even,
Okay.
you know,
So
in
those are the
which,
different frequencies.
yeah, because these have to do with also like intuition. These have to do with more of the intangibles, or the not the such physical properties, or necessarily physically tangible properties, right? These are things that, like an experience, may be something that, yeah, it's almost like a tangible thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not actually, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's more so what you take from it or how you approach it. You might do
Mm-hmm.
one thing today, learn something, and
Mm-hmm.
approach it differently tomorrow. It's the
Okay.
same action, but the entire inner experience
Mm-hmm.
is different.
So if we say we have the same thought at the same time, or say we're just kind of thinking of a song and it come on the radio,
Yeah.
is that something to do with like a frequency?
For sure. That's how a radio works, right? That's
Oh.
how this is all based on how
Mm-hmm.
the human body works. So what we did with this aum,
Mm-hmm.
by doing that, we're aum. You
We
feel
should
that? It
start a
just
group.
smooths that.
We should call it the Aums, and especially hit the.
You know, yeah, yeah. That you know, acapella, baby. So doing that 3 times just allows everything to align. So it has all those states of consciousness, which is actually just consciousness, but you know, within different roles. And it's all happening at once. So you want them to be together and in one direction. And so by knowing your intention, sitting together, especially as a group, we create a ripple and a vibration together, and it just gets us on the same level,
We just had
wavelength.
a comedy moment as that was happening. You did a
Yeah.
great job to keep going. I was drinking something, and it go down wrong. I was drinking some cranberry juice, and it didn't agree with my
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
That can happen.
It
That can
happens. I
happen.
saw Baby Rob back there. So yeah, but frequency that don't got nothing to do with my frequency. That does it?
It's got. The thing is, man, if no.
Because he said it does. Because that's what I'm saying. Some of these words sometimes I don't really understand them in context,
So
because it seems like people say it about everything. Like you
let's
know.
consider. There's several ways to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I look at things for the essence, the potency of what it is.
Okay.
I look at things for what's really in the simplest form, what it is, and like how it is, right? The nature of it, in a raw form. So I know I'm saying the same thing 10 different times, but I'll give you an
No, but
example.
maybe it's taking me. I'm getting
Yeah, what does
more
that
understanding.
what does that mean? So we are self-conscious
Okay.
individuals.
Okay.
Would you agree? Would you
Self-conscious.
you know,
Yeah, definitely.
self-aware?
Yeah, yeah.
Self-aware and awareness of self are two different things.
Okay.
Being self-aware just means that you're aware that, oh, I have a self. This is me. I'm able to think like that. You know, all that just even thinking that way is okay, cool. Self-aware.
Right.
All right. Being self-conscious. Now, where does that come from? I study etymology as well, in the sense of etymology being the origin of a
the
word,
word.
right? And so that helps me to kind of figure out, oh, okay, this is how it came to be. So I think like self-conscious Self-consciousness. Say that real slow.
Self-consciousness.
Say even slower.
Self-consciousness.
Cell of consciousness.
Cell of
So
consciousness.
cell of consciousness, cell of consciousness, cell of consciousness, and then you vibrate higher and higher,
Mm-hmm.
and it becomes self-consciousness.
Okay.
The cell of consciousness. So that for me, it's like we all start as a cell of consciousness, a single cell of consciousness.
Okay.
Now, you can't even say that twice without having another cell of consciousness.
A single
cool.
cell of
So
consciousness.
how do we create this repetition? That's what a family is, right? You got to get a
Oh,
partner
wow.
first, and then you have a child of creation. That's the 3, and then you go on, and so on and so forth. So there's a bunch of cells of consciousness in the, let's say the business. Let's sense this business terms these days. So we're all a corporate entity, right?
Right.
And so you, sir, and I, sir, are different entities in
Right.
which we're the CEOs. So how's your company running, right? You know, what
Right.
do you do? What do you like to do over there with your company?
Right.
And so we all have these cells of consciousness that are all vibrating at different frequencies, and we call the shots. Hey, what do y'all want to do here? Here's what the work is right now.
Okay.
It might be, okay, I have a digestion department, right? I have a thinking department, like,
Okay.
oh man, like I have a stress and anxiety therapy counseling department.
Yeah,
you know, and,
that department my department need visiting.
all of these things, you know, we have
definitely.
a respiratory, all of these organ systems in which they're actually systems and they're organizations of the business or the work that needs to get done, similar to the sense of a business organization, which is just an organization of the business or the work that needs to get done. And so if you look at it this way, now I'm applying the nature of something, and if I'm the one calling the shots, well, wow, I'm in charge of the most loyal, dedicated, hardworking employees on the face of
yourself.
Anything exactly this earth. Right here.
This
You
earth.
know,
See,
you
you
know,
point to yourself when you say this earth.
Yeah,
And so the
exactly.
analogy that you put it in a lot more understanding.
Yeah.
See, that's why I'm
Yo.
glad, because I'm learning something.
Hey man, me too.
I'm learning
Yeah,
something.
always.
And chakras, you've mentioned chakras. You said your heart chakras. Chakra has come up 2 or 3 times. What exactly is a chakra? Do I have a chakra inside of me? Is it something that is like physically there, or is it something that's imaginatory? What is the chakra?
So first things first, right?
Okay.
It's pronounced chakra.
Chakra.
Yeah, like Chuck Norris.
Chakra.
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 You don't have to, you know.
I like it better with the chakra.
Yeah, but
Chakra.
that will serve you better than saying chakra.
Than saying chakra.
Yeah,
So saying it wrong is serving me wrong in the first place.
That's the reason why you're saying that you're saying it wrong. If that makes sense. There's a reason why you're saying it wrong.
Because you just told me I was saying it wrong.
Yeah. So just. If you say, let's see, Tyrone, if I say tyranny, and I just start
that's
calling
wrong.
you tyranny, right? That's incorrect, but it's also a different vibration, different frequency altogether, isn't it? It's activating something that you don't even
completely
know
different.
who you're calling or what you're calling on.
So
actually.
I need the chakra.
You feel me? Chakra.
Who you're calling and what you're calling.
Yeah, because
by saying something
don't
incorrectly.
call someone out their name.
Mm.
And so same thing within name and form are the same thing. And so with the chakra and chakra are actually similar. They might be similar, but they're not
They're
the same.
different.
Yeah, and we all know how that goes. So
was them close to the same?
Chakra in Sanskritam, right?
Sanskrit.
In Sanskrit, it's a chakra means wheel. Okay, refers to a wheel. And a chakra is actually not a wheel. A chakra refers to, it's a system, and a chakra refers to the nature of what's known as a nadi. And a nadi, have you ever heard that a triangle is the strongest, is the most stable geometric shape for a structure? Like there's a reason why they're pyramids, and there's a reason why
triangle.
our triangles
the
are
base,
in architecture. Yeah, so it's like it can carry the most or hold the most energy, pretty much.
Okay.
And so within an energetic structure, a triangle is actually placed. That's what our energy body is made up of, a bunch of
Triangle.
triangles, which are energy passageways. Now, these triangles, if energy is not flowing, they look like triangles. But if the
Okay.
energy is flowing, they spin.
The
And they look
triangles
like
spin and the
wheels.
energy
We
is
call them
flowing.
chakras.
See, I promise you, I thought chakras look like this rock right here, and just like really
A
okay
chakra looks
when
like
you
a,
when you look at like a picture or something of a chakra.
look at the Indian flag. Look at the Indian flag.
What's on the Indian flag?
So the Indian flag, in the middle of it is a chakra.
Okay.
And a chakra literally means wheel.
Mhm.
Okay. But it refers to, within Sanskrit, it's not like a meaning, it's like a more vague. It creates a ripple. Every sound in Sanskrit creates a ripple that goes out in 9 directions. It's omnidirectional, and the vibration is balanced in every direction, in which the definition is actually not so hard on the one side of the mind. It's more abstract. So when we're talking about something that's light, like light, it could be truth, it could be clarity, it could be
Okay.
light, it could
Okay.
be brightness,
Right.
it could be it's all these things, right?
Right.
The opposite of heavy, there's all these ways. So that sound will mean that and be used in that every context.
Right.
So because it matches, and because it activates that part of you,
Okay.
and that you know what I'm saying. So
That
there's
right.
no
That chakra is
inaccuracy.
it's that
And
department
yeah,
of
you
your
can't
corporate
speak against
structure.
yourself in Sanskrit.
Mm.
In English, we can speak against ourselves. A
You
lot.
can't speak against yourself in Sanskrit.
In Sanskritam, yeah, because each and every sound actually strengthens your vocal cords. Each and every sound is like a vocal practice.
Really?
Yeah, all the sounds are actually very flowing, and they don't have hard frenetic stops. And so within English is considered a lower frequency language
Right.
programming, and Sanskrit is considered pretty high frequency programming. And so the reason being, let's look at the differences. What's a curse word? Well, a curse word is like, very harsh. K, t. They're really hard stops. They create, you can kind of feel it creates like,
Yeah.
So within the water in our structure, which retains vibration, all the water in every cell, even our brain, everything feels that. It's literally
That
a
hard
curse
stop.
word. We think curse words are cursing other people because that's what we think. That's how we think.
Right.
But really, what are we doing? We're cursing ourselves
Really.
because we're creating such an abrupt,
It's the abrupt end.
Yeah, and let's say you're driving on a road and you can take one bump, but a bunch of like potholes and stuff like that will mess your vehicle up. And so we can speak against ourselves and mess our vehicle up. That makes sense?
Wow. It does
Yeah,
make sense.
And so let's look at Sanskrit, where how do we stop then? Okay, how do we stop then? How do we do it? There's more ahs and oohs. And,
Right.
There's more long vowel sounds. And
Right.
even in romantic languages, we kind of see the same thing.
Right.
But the stops are more like th. It's not t.
Right.
It's th.
Right.
And they're much softer.
Right.
And they're easier on our energetic system.
Right.
So our shocks, our struts, we're not going through so much wear and tear.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I had somebody the other day, a buddy of mine, he was like, all my chakras are in line. And I say, well, why are you still acting like a jerk? Can your chakras be in line and you be a jerk? And I'm being funny, but I'm serious, because when I think of someone's chakras being in line, because I'm asking from somebody who don't know. I'm learning right now as we go through it.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking if your chakras are in line, it seems like your energy would be right.
So
Does that make sense?
It makes it makes sense. But I'll share my perspective on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't belie your nature. Don't belittle your nature. So okay, my nature. What does that mean? Let's look at nature. Let's look outside of ourselves and observe, and see that within nature, everything's trying to do its thing. Everything's surviving. It's actually all just life. We're all just life. I call that a dog, and I call that a cat. That's me calling that a dog. That's not really a dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so same thing with nature. Let's look. There's all types of stuff going on. There's winning, losing, all the freaky stuff going on, weird things, and things I don't understand.
Winning, losing,
Yeah,
freaky
all
stuff.
of that,
Right.
So we even within nature,
Uh-huh.
there's what we might consider good and bad, but is it good and bad? When I didn't
Huh.
know, I was like, that's wrong, that's wrong. But when I learned more, I was like, oh, that's right. It needs to be
Uh-huh.
done, And I experienced those things in my life, even where
Uh-huh.
I thought I was all righteous and all that BS.
Right, right.
And no, I fell flat on my face, and
Right.
I was humbled, and
Mm-hmm.
thank goodness that I was,
Right.
But that hasn't happened to let's say everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is that you can talk about it and not be about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that we're in that age right now where everyone's got a platform and a microphone, so
Right.
they
We
can
have
talk
two
about
right here.
yeah, but people can talk about things and not be about it,
Uh-huh.
and those that are be about it are not really going to talk about it. That's the thing, So because you can feel the difference, but what happens is that the nature of a person, just like money is not going to make the person any better, it's
Right.
going to give them energy so that their nature can come out,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whereas before they didn't have enough energy to support their nature.
Right.
Whereas something like yoga or some sort of discipline like martial arts or anything that gets you aligned,
Mm-hmm.
right? And gets your vibration higher, gives you more energy,
Mm-hmm.
it's just going to give you more currency,
Right.
current energy to be yourself.
Right.
And who are you? If you don't know yourself, right? We're all born as a child,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all love and compassion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what happens? Even the first day we're born, someone gives us an influence by giving us a name. Did we choose the name?
No.
So there's layers of influence that have been placed on us, kind of like clothes,
Right.
layers,
Our whole lives.
layers. So we might get down to a layer and
Mm-hmm.
not, and still, and think, yo, this is it, this is me.
And there's more layers.
And how if we think about teenage years? Didn't we do that? Did we all go through where we identify with some sort of group organization until I finally, God willingly, I start to identify with ourselves
Mm-hmm.
or something higher. You know what I mean? And so all of these things is the same thing, right?
Right.
And at the end of the day, it's just, it is what it is. Your nature is your nature. Someone that's vibrating on it.
So his nature is being a jerk.
He might be.
Might be a jerk.
Or
And see,
he might not be.
You see
totally where he thinks he is.
You see what Raj does. See,
we're always a work in progress.
He did two things at once. He said that how he may still be growing and he's also saying that I shouldn't have called him a jerk. So I should grow and not call him a jerk. But I'm still growing, so he was acting like a jerk.
He was acting like a jerk. Yeah, he's acting like a jerk. That's more accurate, right? He's acting like a jerk.
He might just be a jerk, though. That might be. Is there a jerk chakra?
There's a look. I'm into whether it serves you, but I'm into whether it serves you or not.
Whether if it serves you or not.
Does it create freedom or bondage?
Mm-hmm.
There's no right or wrong, really.
Does it create freedom
or bondage?
Or bondage.
It's creating something. We're creators, and so when we talk about value,
are we destroyers?
So even destruction is a form of creation. You're creating space, and that space is never empty. The space is always potential. Just like zero has no beginning or end.
No end. It's
but it's
infinite.
But on one side of a number, zero is infinitely present, and that's like the space that when we don't recognize what could be in that space. You ever been to a building and someone's like, "That's a piece of,"
right?
And then somebody else comes in and renovates it and makes it a billion-dollar franchise, right? With their vision, what they saw in zero, right? So zero placed on another side of the number is infinitely more valuable.
Right.
So it depends on how it's placed.
How it's placed.
That space, right? And so I feel like destruction is just part of the process of creation. We're always creating.
Wow. See, I'm creating myself thirst right here. Raj, you do yoga.
I practice, yeah.
You practice yoga.
I am yoga.
You are yoga. And you often talk about meditation. How does those things go together? Can I meditate without doing yoga? Is me sitting here just in quiet meditating? Is there something I should think about when I meditate? I want to get into the meditation and yoga.
Let's talk about the definition of both of these words, so we're on the same wavelength.
I couldn't do neither one of those.
That's why we're here, though. We balance.
Yeah.
Anyway, right.
That
Start the
was
group.
that
Start
was
the
your
group.
boy band, Chakra.
Yeah,
Chakra. Oh, oh.
yeah. Get the t-shirts made. So, where we at? Oh yeah. So
Meditation definition.
yoga comes from
Yoga.
yuj, in the term yuj, which
Huge.
means to yoke or bind,
Okay.
to create unity, to unite, to bring
Okay.
together,
Bring together.
align. All these, remember, it's 9 different definitions, right?
Okay.
So yuj can be used in all that. So yoga means a certain union, a certain alignment,
Mm-hmm.
a certain, bringing a unity, bringing something together, right?
Right.
So yoking. Now, opposite of separation. Same thing with, what does meditation mean? Meditation is the intended focus
Mm-hmm.
upon an object, desired object.
Right.
Okay. When that object is of a higher nature, we usually call it prayer.
Mm-hmm.
So intentional focus upon an object
Okay.
that's desired.
An intentional focus. So
Yeah.
purposely focusing on something. Okay. While in
Yeah,
thought.
intentional focus. So what we usually consider is meditation upon breathing.
Okay.
Normally people say close your eyes and focus on the flow of the breath, or just deep breathing, right? Let it out, in, out, inhale, exhale. That type of guided meditation,
Right.
right? That's only one form
That's
of meditation.
meditation, though.
That's meditation.
A form of meditation.
So yoga, there's several definitions.
Okay.
Yoga means any act in which your consciousness, your mental body, energy body, and your physical body,
Mm-hmm.
those three are aligned
At
in
the
one
same
direction,
time.
right? That's yoga, because there's
Okay.
perfection in every action.
Okay.
There's highest frequency way, or like the greatest way to do in each and every action. There's like,
Right.
the way to do it.
Right.
If you can figure that out and just do, no matter what happens on the outside, you're practicing keen observation,
Mm-hmm.
practicing a certain sensitivity and a certain awareness of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
so that if any type of flicker of a vibration,
Mm-hmm.
because that's all hearing something
Mm-hmm.
or seeing something or thinking something
Mm-hmm.
is a flicker of a vibration. If you're
A
stable
flicker
in
of a vibration.
yeah, if you're stable in yourself, and like, yo, I'm number 4, right?
Okay.
It's like a scale. If the scale is bad and imbalanced and you put something on it, you can't trust it.
Right.
If the scale is balanced and if it's like a real sensitive scale, even the slightest crumb
Well, make it imbalanced.
you'll know that something's up.
Yeah.
Something's off.
I'm off point
Oh,
one right there.
yeah.
The wind blew.
Exactly.
Get my money.
So you have that same type of sensitivity. We all do within this. Are we practicing that? Are we exercising our sensitivity so that if you're walking around like that, if someone's even coming at you the right, a weird
the
way,
flicker.
that flicker, you're like, oh, what's up? Then you're able to observe different things, because it's where you place your attention. We say it every day. Pay attention. We're talking about pay attention. Currency. These are all energetic, connotations.
Right.
It's an energetic value,
Right.
and in our consciousness and
Right.
where we place our awareness.
Wow.
We pay attention. That's how we can serve ourselves.
Wow. Wow. See, and again, this is why sometimes I call you my little big homie, because I'm older than you. I wouldn't say obviously, because I do look quite young myself. We
That's
look
right.
like we're about the same age.
Yeah.
Baby Ron back there, like, shut up.
Giving away my secrets. Yeah, I know.
Man,
What you talking about, man?
look, when it came to yoga, I thought yoga was the practice of stretching and being limber.
Yeah, so the way that yoga and meditation are linked, meditation is a form.
Uh-huh.
You need to be able to get your yoga as a means to be able to meditate properly, right?
Yoga's the vessel to be able to.
Yeah, meditation is a part of yoga.
Okay.
There's 8 limbs of yoga,
Okay.
and 3 of those limbs are different forms, stages of meditation.
Mm-hmm.
So when we meditate, the first thing, the reason why the yoga is necessary is in the terms of physical practice and breath work, which is energy practice.
Right.
Okay. the physical practice is necessary because if we try to sit down right now, let's sit Indian style, all of us, yeah, sit down, keep your spine erect. All right, you better keep your posture up.
Damn it.
Now, if you're not flexible at all, what's gonna happen? We're gonna get 2 minutes in, maybe 2 minutes in.
I'm gonna
Okay,
try.
and what's
Count.
gonna happen? Your knee goes, ooh, I haven't done this in a while. And
Right.
it's that cell of consciousness that's like, wow.
That flicker.
Yeah. So now what does the CEO got to do? Go and check up? Oh, they got a little.
Again, because we're in a corporation.
Yeah, I got the joints department is acting up. Let me go check and see what's up.
Right.
And of course, you are going to go check on your employees, right?
Especially your own.
This is your life. You know what I mean? And this is your you've put your life into this company,
Right.
and so
this company is your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
So what happens? You're trying to sit, and all of a sudden, all you can think about is your knee. That's the number one priority. Now your back has joined the group, and now there's a worker strike, and now you got to deal with that. You know. So what you got to do is communicate with these cells of consciousness. Now, how do you do that? Oh man, blood is a great moderator. You know, blood is the human resource. Okay, so I need my human resources to talk to my cells. I can't talk to them directly because sometimes I'm a little too harsh.
Right.
Okay, so consider it like that.
Right.
And so you got to get blood, and blood, man, you have to give something to all your employees in exchange. Nothing's free.
Right.
So that's that oxygen, baby. So you got to give oxygenated blood out to all the cells. You got to let it go, and you got to create this memo and this email, and you got to send it out to the right departments.
So
and the
everybody
heads of
get
those
it.
departments, if they get it,
Right.
they're in charge and they'll take care of business. All you got to do is communicate. Remember, you got the most valuable, loyal, hardworking employees on this earth. Okay, and so that's why the physical practice
but on your own earth.
on your own earth, exactly. You know?
Ah.
And so you're practicing, and you're breathing, the movement and the breathing. And there's something called drishti, which is a Sanskrit term for vision, or where we place the placement of our awareness.
Yeah.
And so we're aligning our consciousness, either eyes closed with thinking about somewhere, or looking at maybe the tips of your fingers. That's where you place your eyesight, your vision.
Okay.
Then you're breathing, either inhaling or exhaling during a movement, and the inhalation and the exhalation are going to be synchronized with the start and the end of a certain movement. So it's going to be like, as I exhale, at the end of the exhale is when the end of the stretch is. Then I'm going to inhale, bring it back to the body, something like that.
Right. That didn't. I thought yoga was like sounded sexy. That didn't sound sexy. I always thought that was a
Yeah.
that. So
The sexiness is the marketing aspect of yoga. You know, I'm past that. I'm raw, baby.
So
They call me raw.
right. But for real, because like I hear certain sounds and I'm like, wait a minute. That's not very yoga-ish
So there's
of what I've heard. I've heard you.
breathing.
Everything is all, but you gave a.
Nothing is one way. The yogi. Well, I'm just me, man. I'm not perfect. I'm a work in progress.
So there's no one way of
But look,
yoga.
there's even breathing.
Uh-huh.
The breath. Let me rewind it just a little bit, real quick. We have 5 sheaths of existence in which, like, we're multi-dimensional beings. With this, like, quantum physics. This is not just me talking, right?
Okay.
So anyway, modern science is kind of on the same level with metaphysics and spirituality, in the sense in which we're not just in one type of reality. We're experiencing different levels of life in different ways. So that's kind of the mental body is your thought process. Your mental body is nourished by the thought process.
Right.
So you can physically look fine, but on the inside be dying.
Yes.
So doesn't that mean that you're existing in more than one place at the same time?
At the same time.
Already we're at 2, right?
Okay.
So we have the mental body
Right. And the physical body.
and the physical body. So that's, let's say, 3 and 1. The physical body is on the outside, out.
Okay.
And we feed that with food.
Mm-hmm.
And then the mental body is the 3rd layer in, and we feed that with thoughts. What's in between the 2 is the breath. That's the energy body. And that's the bridge between the thought process and the physical
Number
body.
3
Yeah.
again.
Even if you think about something and you want to do it, if you don't have the energy to do it, it's not going to get
It's not
done.
going to happen.
Yeah.
You can't even get out
So
of
that's
bed.
what bridges it. It makes it, happen. So understanding that it's not a one-way street, it's a two-way street.
Uh-huh.
So if my thought process can come and link with my physical process
Right.
through my breathing,
Right.
then my physical process can also then through my if linked through the breathing,
Right.
then affect my thought
The
process.
thought process.
What I mean, yoga,
Bringing them together.
yoga, right?
Oh,
To
okay,
bring
I
them
get
together
it.
is the
Bringing
yoga.
all
You see what
3
I'm
of these
saying?
things
It's the
together
yoga,
is the
right?
yoga.
Is the yoking.
Got
That's
it.
the yoga, right?
I got
and
it.
so you're doing that, and once you do that, when everyone's on the same page, everybody wants to meditate because now it's like kumbaya, And so when you're meditating, remember it's an intentional focus upon an
Do you
object.
choose that intentional focus?
So yes, intentional means you're choosing.
Okay.
Okay, intentional focus means that I'm going to focus. That's the first thing you decide. Whatever it is, I'm going to sit down, maybe set a timer.
Mm-hmm.
It could be 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. You set a timer and you say, look, for the next 3 minutes, nothing is going to disturb me from
Right.
this is 3 minutes of my life that no
Right.
one else is going to take from me.
Right.
It's my life, my
Right.
3 minutes. Okay, for sure. That's the first step. I'm going to focus these next 3 minutes.
Right.
Now, what do I want to focus on in terms of energy?
Right.
Like energy attracts like energy. That's why I brought my friends with me, and we'll go into that.
Yeah,
next.
your friends.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. So like energy attracts like energy. So what do I want to attract into my life?
Uh-huh.
What do I want is the base of that. Taking some time to figure that out. And if you don't know what you want, then maybe the intention is to know what you want.
That's a good start.
That's a great
That
start.
sounds like a good start.
That sounds
So intentional focus
You
on
got it.
figuring out what it is exactly that you want in the first place.
Yeah.
And then intentional focus on those things. Okay, break them down in steps
If you
or
want-
just a whole
If you want a
goal.
house, if you want to build a house,
Uh-huh.
you don't just say, I want to build a house. I need to get wood.
Right.
I need to get cement. I need to get bricks.
Right.
Focus on one thing at a time.
Okay.
So focus on, know what you want in general.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but now break it down, simplify, and let's do step by step. What should I do first? What's the first step?
Right.
And so from building a house, let's focus on cement. I don't know how to get cement. I just know I have to get cement,
To get it done.
right?
Right.
So today I'm going to sit down, set my timer, and my intentional focus
Is getting
upon
the
a desired
cement.
object is cement. And I'm visualizing myself with bags of cement, smiling, building a house.
Laser
Focus.
Okay.
And you're putting that exact vibration out because remember, like energy attracts like energy.
Okay.
And since I've taken so much time now, input and output, the more you put in, the more you get out of it.
Okay.
Give what you get.
Okay.
Okay. So you're putting more into it, and the more you put
Right.
into it, the stronger this frequency, this vibration becomes. And that this is law, that it has to attract that
Like
vibration
vibrations.
back. And if you keep doing that, then what happens is that cement is going to get to you in some form or fashion.
It might just
Or
end
the
up at your house.
opportunity or the opportunity, it's going to come to your
the
hands. Which
opportunity.
is important for you to practice that keen observation and sensitivity
Right.
to recognize that, is this an opportunity, an unknown event in which I could dive in? Because sometimes us not knowing something is a beautiful gift because us thinking we know can really work against us.
Right.
You
You
know,
miss
so-
certain things.
Yeah, and you'll be thinking inside of a box and, all these things, right? So with the crystals, okay,
We get into the friends now.
you know,
We started with the friends.
we started with the
We have more important
Yeah.
things to talk. Well, not more important. Other
let me know, let
things.
me know.
We had an
Yeah.
order.
Forgive me.
No, for what? For what?
No, just-
for what?
I can just go off, man. sometimes,
That's what you here for. There is we just kind of do what we do.
That's right.
But I'm learning. I've learned a tremendous amount, and so in that I've learned that there are an order of things.
Yeah.
And I guess that's part of the things that I'm learning from this conversation is there are orders to things. And so, no, I understand because remember, we had to start with the breathing exercise, a vocal exercise. Because you say, that's the way I roll.
Yeah. the these three, like with these breathing practices, all these things, the reason why we're doing it is certain alignment, right? Those first three. Now I said 5 dimensions, not 3 dimensions.
Right.
And currently this is actually very, very relevant because what's going on in the world,
Okay.
and from a certain perspective,
Right.
could be that maybe our consciousness is shifting as a collective consciousness
Right.
from a 3-dimensional perspective into a 5-dimensional reality, into which higher forms or higher levels of thinking are being activated. And 3-dimensional reality is only about these 3 dimensions. It's our mental health, our physical health, and our energy, our breath. We have to have breath to live, right?
Right.
We have respirators and stuff at hospitals.
Right.
So these 3 things, energy, mentality, and physicality, are the main things in life, right?
Right.
Well, the 4th dimension is the pure intellect body. And the 5th dimension, these go inner,
intellect body.
Yeah, pure intellect.
That's the baby
And
Brian.
I call that
over
limitless. I call that limitless body, limitless life. And the 5th is the pure bliss body.
there. That's
And
the
so
one I want.
That's we're all, hey, that's what you are.
I just
That's
wanna
actually
stay there.
Beyond these layers,
wanna move there and
before all
stay.
these layers are placed, that's actually who you are, who we are, you know?
Okay.
So and you're vibrating at that frequency. It's just getting back to it. Remember, the
Okay.
CEO sometimes gets disconnected
Right.
from
'Cause
the
he's
company,
checking
from
on
the heart of the
everything
company
else.
and
Right,
the
right.
original mission statement, you know, and what it was. So don't be a disconnected CEO. Communicate with your employees. See if there's a riot before anything goes on, and a riot, and you know, somebody usurps the throne type of stuff, right?
Right.
And knocks you off. Go talk to your employees. Play undercover boss, whatever. And which, you know, with your body, spend time with your body, spend time with your thoughts, right? And open up these new dimensions. So what is it that you naturally do besides just, you know, speaking and open up with people? What is it, something that you just lose yourself? You're not thinking. You're not even breathing. You're not thinking about breathing, and you're just being in such a state where it's beyond space and time.
I don't know if I could say it in public.
Okay.
I'm just playing music. I like music
perfect,
like
perfect. So do I.
Okay.
And so music is so powerful in which it can allow us to transcend our physicality, actually, just by listening and allowing ourselves to be absorbed.
that. You become a part of it.
It's a frequency. It can lift us up.
Certain music for me.
Certain music, it can also take us
Drag
down.
you
It's
down.
a two-way street, right? So we can listen to music and it can activate our pure intellect body, and he can get deeper into the pure bliss body. So pure intellect body is something that's natural to you. It could be playing music where you just lose yourself in, and you can unconsciously access that by listening to maybe a certain song or playing a certain song or a certain experience with
Right.
music. But what if you could just hop into that type of consciousness all the
Without the-
time?
wow.
If you could access that dimension of being, it's
That's like a
yourself. It's you.
superpower.
You didn't go anywhere. You're super, you know, and that's the thing. You have the power to recognize you're super. And that's what yoga is kind of about. One definition, you know, it's just like, it's the unfoldment of self. It's a process to condense the process of evolution. We're all evolving, but if
Right.
you want to hack the system and go a little bit faster,
This is how you
there's-
do it.
Here's a one way to do it. Let's
Right.
say, you know, so. Being the 4th dimension, that's pure intellect body. So that's why I say, if you ever seen the movie Limitless with Bradley Cooper, he is kind of experiencing that 4th dimension consciousness and how he can just master everything and
Right.
dip into exactly the type of knowledge he needs. That's 4th dimensional, right?
Right.
Then 5th dimensional is even deeper in, which is the bliss body. And if we look at the way that a baby is, or a child even, or someone that's just losing themselves, you ever been in love?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Of course.
That
you know,
bliss moment.
That bliss, you
Right.
lose yourself. Time flies when you're having fun,
Fun.
right?
Nah.
You got kids, man. You try to call them kids out in the evening
Yeah.
when they're just absorbed in
Yeah,
something. They
yeah.
can't hear anything.
You
They
see
don't
why
even
I'm
know
trying to
what's
get
going
to
on.
the constant bliss?
Exactly, you know?
Yeah, I'm
So,
good there.
You know, when you're just totally absorbed in something and it's just like, your senses are out. You're just out of the body.
Right.
You know, and if you could just function from that level,
Right.
nothing could stop you because you don't care.
Right.
right? And so that's a powerful level if you're consciously there and you're intentionally
Right.
functioning from that
Right.
level of yourself.
Wow.
And yeah, and to have the option to do that when you want to is what we want to do. Create that
You want
option
to be
where
able
you
to
can
be
do it
able,
freely.
whenever you want.
Yeah, and that's that fifth dimensional
That
consciousness.
sounds like some superhero stuff.
That's soapbox hero stuff.
Soapbox. Man, let's talk about this stuff here.
Yeah.
Every time we get to it, something that now it's my fault. I done went all
worries,
over
no
to the
worries.
left, but it's
I'm over
needed.
here on the right. We balance.
It's needed. We balance. We balance. Let's balance this out. What's this stuff right
where
here?
where we starting off?
This and these are
Okay.
crystals, because I've been hearing a lot about crystals. You got your crystals right, and you
Talk
know what
about
I'm
the
saying.
definition. What's a crystal? Why we call it crystal? I got a homegrown named Crystal.
I got a cousin named Crystal.
Yeah, there you go.
She might be your homegirl.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. We're gonna have to ask her.
Why a crystal is based on a crystalline structure,
Right.
and a crystalline structure is purely symmetrical.
Mm-hmm.
So when we look at water, which holds vibration, is considered a technology.
Mm-hmm.
Water, when it's in a serene state, when it's peaceful, blissful, calm,
Mm-hmm.
it's a snowflake, which is a crystal, which is
Right.
purely symmetrical in structure.
Right.
So physically we see, something beautiful like that, what we consider beautiful.
Right.
Then there's water that's hard water. If you freeze water that's agitated and in a certain frequency,
Yeah.
it's jagged ice.
Right.
What's that? It's the same water.
It's just
still
frozen.
water.
Different.
The vibration is different in which it holds. And so water is...
And it receives a different vibration too.
Yeah, water is totally... you can imbibe your water. You can speak into your water. That's a ancient technique, like West African and ancient India and ancient cultures would speak into their water overnight, intentions and pray into their water, whatever, and let it settle overnight, and then drink that water the next day. So yeah, so speaking about water and why this relates to crystals is because there's a crystal form of water. It's a snowflake. Right.
Okay.
So then we talk about anything. Okay, what's the crystal form? How is that? So water can freeze and not be in a crystal form. Same thing as a human being can exit the body, or and not be in a human form.
Okay.
But still be in some sort of form.
Right.
Now, what happens when you what's the spirit exits the body, which is a vessel? And to go into another form, if it doesn't have a certain stability, it's going to come back into a certain vessel.
Okay.
Or it can go into another vessel if it has a certain training. So it's like you can exit and you can either drive a car, but it's like even if somebody was to give you a jet today and said, yeah, you just got to fly it. You can't fly the jet because you don't got the training. Even though, hey, the option is there. But if you don't have the training, you're not going to fly today, baby.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You can, it's
not going to happen. Yeah, it's not going to be good for you. You can, it's going to be
problems.
more harm than good.
Yeah.
Right. So,
right.
And with that perspective is kind of how everything is geared.
Right.
Okay. So a crystal is vibrating so stable at a certain frequency in which the body, the next vessel that it's in, is a mountain. So everything in a mountain is moving towards one direction. It's so stable and
peak.
Strong that everything is moving in one direction. Yeah, the top of a mountain is a peak.
Right.
And that's a beautiful thing. That means it's so strong, stable from the ground up. Everything's moving in one direction. And that's a certain type of consciousness.
Okay.
It's so strong in that consciousness that it's a mountain. That's the vessel that it has to hold its vibration. That's a powerful thing. That's why a triangle is the strongest form of energy. A triangle holds the most energy because that's the way to be. And so we see that in nature and we can reverse engineer. Now, with me so far, if we come out and like if the spirit leaves a body and it's not vibrating high enough, if it's not 5D, then it's going to come back into three-dimensional vessel, which is human body.
Okay.
So what a crystal is pretty much exhibiting higher form of intelligence than human consciousness, in which we can leave the body, and there's if you leave the body intentionally, you can have a light body, right? A light body is a solar body. So let's say we're like, I'm focused on the source. Our source is the sun. A sun is a star. And so, oh yeah, superstar, you're a star, right? So
Right.
we're coming from that. We go to a light, something higher. Okay, we join that. We become solar body. That's a light. If we can stabilize that vibration of a solar body,
Right.
we can then stabilize into a crystal body, a crystalline structure,
Right.
because it's so stable within a vibration. If you can hold that, it's like tenure at a university. It's like, okay, now this is high school.
Right.
The light body, consider it college, but that's freshman.
Right.
And then sophomore.
Right.
Then the crystal body is junior and senior.
Higher
right?
level.
Yeah. Then that's just college. Then there's masters and
Right.
PhD, which I don't even, feel like there's more and more. It's always there.
Right.
And so these are higher forms of intelligence, which they don't have to come back to a human existence, but for them to come back, they choose the vessel that can actually still maintain their consciousness and not compromise it. Because they could either come back to be within on a human level and interact with humans.
Right.
You can either choose a vessel that can hold your consciousness, but you can't interact the way that it's a different language. Or you can take on a human vessel, but
right.
that's going to wipe the consciousness. You got to build and
you gotta
find
build
your way
from
back.
the human
It's like
yeah.
yeah.
Refine that
And
consciousness.
this is my perspective on these things. I'm not saying yes or no or right or wrong, but consider that.
This is from your mind.
There's levels to this.
There's levels to
right?
it.
And if this is a university, because we call it a universe, and that's why I use these like terms, freshman, sophomore, and stuff
Right.
like that. We're trying to graduate. So these all have different personalities. That's why they're my friends. If you know yourself, like if you want to get rowdy, there's somebody you can call from your phone right now and
To
be like,
get
let's go
rowdy
do
with.
some whoo,
Right.
And that personality is there.
Right.
And if they master that, they can be a rock that you can hold with you that
Right.
just makes you act like that.
Right.
Honestly.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, if you want to just chill, there's a person you can call for that. If there's,
Right.
For these different personality traits.
All have different.
Yeah, but you can't call that person 24/7 for the same thing, though.
Right.
Normally, you can't.
Right. So you
And
need different ones.
Yeah, so
balance.
Like, if they master a certain energy or a frequency and they stabilize at that frequency for so long, they can become like a certain rock or
Right.
something, or a form of earth that holds that frequency.
Right.
And if the physical nature is an expression of the energetic or the consciousness,
Right.
the nature, then these rocks are showing like different qualities. For instance, this is lapis lazuli right here.
Lapis lazuli.
Yeah, and so lapis lazuli is great for, this is considered to be the original sapphire. It's the fifth pendant on the Knights Templar, on the shield of the Knights Templar. And so this is a semi-precious stone, but it's great for meditation. It's great for, it says it helps with protection from like evil eye and stuff like that. But it's also good for activating what we consider to be a third eye, the Agna Chakra. So that has to do with vision and seeing things clearly, true, activating light, and these kind of things. So lapis lazuli, this is to chant. These are beads to
Right.
keep track and stuff. And so these are beads made of lapis. So if you're chanting and you're, let's say, meditating upon an object, this can be used as a tool to enhance your focus, your vision while meditating. You see that?
Right.
And so this could be maybe maybe you got a friend that's an optometrist that's always had the drive and knew exactly what he or she wanted to be since the age of 4 or 5,
Right.
and was like, I want to be an optometrist, and was just
They had the vision.
and they had the vision, and they went straight for it, and then their vision was vision, and they're just and
They're
so
visionaries.
This is the rock that they become. If they're visionaries, whatever. Yeah. So just playing with it. This pyramid that you're asking about is called organite.
Organite.
And organite is a resin, and that's what this is, a round. You can see inside this resin, there's like kind of this entire universe going on, right? And so organite is made up of different crystals or stones, and which have different properties. They have different characteristics or personalities.
Right.
So with these traits, we combine and we create like a group.
Right.
And with this group, it's a focus group. You can focus on something with it. So if you want to focus on grounding, you can create an organized pyramid that's focused with grounding stones and some copper here. Copper helps with vibration. It's a conductor.
That's why it has a copper
Yeah, so copper,
infused.
exactly. So copper will help hold the stability of a vibration, help keep a stable
That's why you
copper.
hear a lot about copper.
Absolutely. Or
Okay.
brass
In
will
this
also
realm
help.
of what we're talking about.
And so you always want stability. You can't have true power without stability because you can't hold it. You'll have a power surge. You'll have,
Right.
fizzle
Now,
out, right?
let me ask you a question. I came up in a Christian home. Is this witchcraft?
Witchcraft is this? No. Nah, like, what's a witch? Again, what is a witch
Hey,
to me is
hey,
a
man,
wise woman.
I'm asking
For
what
sure,
the
for
people
sure.
want to know. Is
So
is this is it?
this is not
What's going on?
this is not witchcraft, but even to me, witchcraft means the work of a wise woman.
So it's how
Because
you define it.
it absolutely, yeah, it's life is how you define it
Okay.
too. Every experience is how you define it. I
Okay.
feel that way.
Okay.
But witchcraft, a witch is a wise woman, in my knowledge and experience. A craft is something you take
You
up,
learn
or
to do.
your work, or something that you pour into. Witchcraft, this is not witchcraft in that connotation or sense
Okay.
of like, oh my God, no, not at all. Because this is what I consider spiritual technology. Because
Okay.
this is allowing us to keep our vibration intact or even protect us when things can attack our frequency. And there's constant stimulation, a cell phone, a camera, computer, all these tablets, all these TVs, everything has its own vibration going on, right? It's got its own
We
thing.
got one right there.
Yeah,
Some
exactly.
lights,
All
a
these
speaker,
lights.
baby Brown vibrating over
Man,
there.
within our brains is all these things kind of pulling our attention. Woo, man, it's like
Yeah.
Vegas in here, and it's just like wow, 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 wow. So with all this stimulation, ooh, you got to let it rest. Because if you keep a motor running, or even if you keep your
It
vehicle
dies
running, the
out.
car, you can look at the vehicle as a car, and you can just keep it running. Yeah, it's gonna die out. The gas will, something will happen.
Right.
That's not healthy to do. So if we can see it on the outside, remember, keen observation, we can apply those things
The
to
inside.
ourselves and see, oh yeah, this works for me. And it's trial and error always, but at least try it. The first part of trial and error is try. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's the origin of that word. No, I was kidding.
The
But-
origin of try. And try means three. And three means try.
yeah,
And
exactly.
keep
So
trying.
like all these for real,
Yeah.
and
Try.
all these
And try. And try
make
again.
it make sense, but it's not witchcraft.
Back to the witchcraft. It's not
Depending on what
witchcraft.
you want to do, you the reason why I call them my friends is because these will always serve me. They, I know if I want to be adventurous today, I might get some. There's a stone called aventurine. It's green. It's good for prosperity. It's said to attract prosperity and a feeling of ambitious nature and adventurous, maybe trying something new.
Okay.
So let's say I'm being pushed to go skydiving. Someone bought me skydiving for my birthday, and it's a friend of mine. You got me skydiving tickets. You're like, Raj, I want to jump out of a plane and go straight for it, man. Let's do it.
No
Extreme.
instructor.
And
Just go.
No instructor. Let's do it. So I'm like I don't want to offend Tyrone, and he already went and did all this. I might go get some aventurine and like a big chunk and wear it as a bracelet or a locket and have it with the intention and say, yo, hey, aventurine, right? Like, I want to be adventurous. So I want you with me because you bring that out of me. I'm adventurous, but you bring that out of me. So kick it with me today. And you keep that aventurine with you like that.
Okay.
And it may help. You might notice that
I'm
you're a
understanding.
little bit more open to something.
I'm understanding more
And
of
so
this.
each of these has their own properties, and they're different ways. You can see they all are different shapes and sizes.
Right.
And so organize is made with different crystals, and they come together and they help to offset EMF radiation, so electromagnetic frequency.
That's why some people
radiation.
wear it right here.
I'm wearing one right now, right here.
Okay.
This is one. This one's made with shungite and black tourmaline, and these are protective stones. Any stone that's black has to do with grounding, protection, and kind of keeping to yourself.
I'm a black
Closed off.
stone.
Yeah, black stone is help with protection. Shungite is also useful. It can help purify water. There's different properties. So yeah, this is the tree of life. It helps with that. You can see the similar pattern over here. This is it's got sacred geometry. And so all of these come in with holding the vibration a
Right.
certain way, or even keeping certain frequencies from, it's going to repel it from
Right.
being here. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
With you. So, yeah, attraction or repelling, there's different things that are going on. This here,
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah, so this here
Look
is,
like crack.
it look, yeah, well, it's not yellow. This
I mean,
here is,
it matter who
you know,
nothing. We'll talk about that later.
anyway, crack is a rock too. Crack is a crystal.
Crack is a crystal.
Anyway,
A whole bunch of
uh, today's episode
on
sponsored by,
on crack is
Yeah.
bad.
Anyway, enough with the
Crack
selenite.
references.
All right, selenite. Okay, it ain't selenite. So selenite, what it does over here?
ain't yellow
yeah,
enough.
this is great for higher frequencies. Like right now, I'm feeling this, and I can feel it. The back of my head, kind of the top over here, which is kind of like tingling.
Right.
You know, and this is a selenite wand, and you see this is white, and you want to here hold it with your left hand. Left is for receiving, and you can feel that.
Left
You
is
can
for
close your eyes
receiving.
and just kind of, how do you feel with that? Now, before you go out and touch people's crystals, you always want to ask permission and see if they're okay with that and everything.
Oh, I
because-
just grabbed it. Give me
Oh,
the
no
damn
worries.
crystal.
No, I wouldn't have given it to you. It's given with love and intentionally. You know,
And you gave me the
So-
correct receive hand.
for sure.
I think I'm thinking about it too much
Yeah.
to get a feeling.
So that's
You
where
know what I
that
mean?
that's where that sensitivity comes in.
But
or-
mine isn't built up
it's like
to where it should be, or
sometimes you'll feel a stone and it'll like burn in your hand or something like that.
I feel a
mean,
stone if
there's
somebody threw it at me if it
you
looked
know,
like this.
What? That's
What
right.
is
that's
that
right.
in the middle?
That is this one's called celestite.
Celestite. You see
Celestite,
that right
and it's
there?
got a little meditation cave
Uh,
in the middle of that.
So this was made like this, or this?
No,
was,
no. This was actually a bigger rock that I have a big piece, and this actually when I was moving, it broke, and so this is a piece of a bigger piece, and that's how it is. Celestite is such a beautiful stone.
That is a beautiful
and, yeah,
stone.
it's got a really nice hue of blue, and it's real soft. If you look at it, it's just a real like angelic type of.
and it's bling
vibe to
bling
it.
on
Yeah,
the inside.
yeah, exactly. So since it's got that vibe to it, that's actually the vibe it's
Uh-huh.
giving it off. Like you can kind of feel it. It'll calm you down.
Mhm.
It can really have you feeling just super light, spacey, you know,
Mhm.
like that. On the opposite end of the spectrum here, we have sacred agate. And that's what this one is right
Sacred
here.
agate,
Sacred
okay.
agate is great for grounding, great for root chakra, and this is a really nice stone as well for meditation.
Mhm.
It's calming. As you can see, this one has been dyed blue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not like this is just
It didn't
like,
come
oh,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. This is the geometry inside. Yeah, that's how it is for sure. But yeah, this one's actually been dyed, and see how it's super smooth, whereas this
very
one's
smooth.
crude and raw
Yeah.
and rough.
That one's
This one's been
Worked with.
polished, and yes, this is a little bit more of that. It's prettier, you
Yeah.
know, and it may be more decorative in that sense,
Yeah.
depending on how you roll. This one right here is real special to me. This was given to me as a gift,
Mm-hmm.
and this here, if you had to guess, you know, what do you think this is made of?
Ooh. What they call it? T start with a T. Twinklenite.
Twinklenite?
Benicanite.
Benicanite. That's close. That's close. How you know about
Fazilinite.
Benicanite? Somebody told you about Benicanite?
Yeah, I seen Benica
okay,
last
cool.
night.
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Oh, me
Bernica,
too. What?
yeah. And I met her cousin, Bernica Knight.
Oh, Benicanite.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so this is this is selenite. No, it's selenite again.
Ah, the
Remember we
ites.
just talked about selenite.
Selenite.
This is selenite, and that's another form. So you see how that one's white and it seems more polished off and it's been cut a certain way.
Right.
This one is, a little bit raw of a form, and it's different. It's totally different color. Still got some of the white, but you see that these are the same stones.
Okay.
This one and
And this same
one.
stone.
yeah, they're actually the same stone.
Oh,
And
okay.
so they're totally different.
And this one don't have any dye in
carved
it.
exactly. So, no, this one's not dyed.
Oh,
This one's not dyed. This
It's
is
just
actually
another
naturally.
part of the stone.
Yeah, this is just how it looks. So
Wow.
just because it's one stone one way doesn't mean that it's they come in
All the way,
so many
right,
personalities, right? You know,
right,
like
right. Different variations
yeah,
in the
different
same stone.
variations. Yeah, they have different colors, and yeah, so different
Imagine a
properties.
boulder getting broken.
That's right.
How many different looks that would have
Exactly. That's
within it.
perfect. Yeah.
I made a good analogy.
Great analogy. Yeah.
It's my birthday. It's really not.
It's your birthday? Oh, okay.
No,
I was about
no.
to say.
If it
So
was, you should have known already. I'm
that's
just
right.
playing. Wait,
Here
wait,
over
wait. Hold on.
here.
But that goes with what's up with the elephant?
What's up with the elephant? The
What's up
elephant
with the
is.
elephant?
This is my brand. This is my. It's called Clean Team. This is my brand. It's Clean Teams. My merchandise. And elephants are very, very majestic creatures, and they're such a staple to southern, a South Asian culture,
Okay.
and especially in India. So with me, elephants are really real close. I love the way they are. They're very emotionally sensitive animals, and they're just real cool.
And
The
they
way
remember
yeah,
everything, though.
they remember things, and they're just they're funny, and they're gentle giants. And I really just appreciate kind of the way that elephants are. But on top of that, my name Rajesh Raj means king, and elephants are majestic. And so that's why there's a crown here. And as you can see, the trunk goes up and the tusk comes here, and together it makes an R. So that's kind of like a hidden symbolism there.
I
Yeah.
see it.
So, so the elephant's always been a nice boon, and I've always appreciated it. So
Yeah. So when you see me wear it now, you don't have to say what that mean,
yeah,
because
yeah.
if you know, me and Baby Brian gonna look at each other and say they ain't watch it.
Well, yeah, well,
They ain't watch it.
the
They
name of the brand is Clean Team, and this is Clean. The name of the elephant is
clean,
Clean with an M. Clean, right? And
clean.
Clean is considered the seed sound which carries the vibration of unconditional love, universal attraction. It's really, really just a way to pour unconditional love and attract that, type of
Right,
abundance
right.
into your life as well. So we're the team of individuals doing that, putting that energy out. So we're the Clean Team.
The
And
clean
this is
team.
Clean the elephant.
And the elephant, it does attract people. People ask me every time I wear it, what does it mean? And that's a lot of actually where we got this where I got the idea from for this topic was somebody asked me because you have the chakras going down the back of the particular sweatshirt that I have.
Yeah.
And that was very interesting to quite a few people. And when they asked me, I couldn't give them a good answer.
Yeah.
Now we have the good answer.
So the
So you
reason.
started this just so you'll know this whole situation here started with your sweatshirt.
Man, yeah, like I wanted to. The reason why the chakras are on the back in the first place is because remember spiritual technology, and if it's said that if you wear chakras along the spine, it helps to align the spine. Because we're working from the outside in. We can work from the inside out
Right.
or the outside in. So that's one way to work with your energy. On top of that, you asked earlier, a chakra, what does it look like? And when I said triangle, you started to say, but I've seen different things where, like on the back of the hoodie or even this, you mind if we look at this real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we look at here on the back of this is the 7 main chakras or major junction points along the spine, and these are over the endocrine or the glandular functions. And so these have to do with hormones in the body and the chemical production in the body, the way that all these systems are functioning. Remember, it's a company, and these are different departments. These are the heads of your departments, your managers, and you see how with these, each of them is, it's like represented a different way. Okay,
Right.
so the one at the very top is the crown, and that's considered
At the top.
Sahasrara, which is 1,000-petal lotus. And you see how the top has the most intricate design going
Right.
on, and it's still all symmetrical in that sense. So that's 1,000-petal lotus. Well, if you look at the very bottom, it's gonna look like a triangle. It's gonna have kind of like it's for the symbol for the root chakra, Muladhara.
Okay.
So Mula all of these are the reason why these are shaped a certain way is because they have to do with the energetic structure, and which parts of the body are active, for different
Right.
processes.
Right.
So it's a communication, and by looking at what these are, this representation of energy,
Right.
this is a certain two-dimensional representation of energy. So if you want your energy to be focused a certain way, you can look at these pictures, and it's going to impact your subconscious mind.
Right.
You're going to absorb it into your subconscious. And if you give more and more energy into one picture, you're going to attract that energy into your life.
I feel smart.
You are smart.
Well, but thank you. See, you're so gracious. Is that the yoga?
Because it's my nature. I
Baby
don't
Brian
know.
told me I wasn't that bright earlier. He said, "You're not that bright." But anyway,
Me neither. Look at that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Oh, that's what it's all
Yeah.
about. How you take it.
That's right,
I
that's
know
right.
what you meant when you said I'm not that bright. And those,
It meant your melanin popping.
you're
That's
right. You're absolutely right. No, man. Hey, Raj, I learned a lot. I think we could go on for days, but I think we're going to leave it here for now. But I do want to know what's going on.
Over here.
Yeah. Over there.
Okay, so I talked about lapis right here.
Uh-huh.
So this is also a big chunk of lapis.
Okay.
Lapis lazuli, like I said, it's great for meditation, vision, and also just protection, spiritual protection in that sense. So I have it wrapped in copper, so that helps to
Right.
raise that vibration.
The
A little bit
vibration.
more. This is actually
Grounded.
a little bitty piece of celestite.
Okay.
And so shout out to Shakur
Okay.
at Barter's World. And he's
Barter's
the one,
World.
he custom creates any type of jewelry concerning crystal stones. I mean, he's the man. He's wonderful at it. You can get at him. Shout out, he's the one that made this one.
Okay. Where's he at?
And you can find him online at Barter's World.
Barter's World.
Yeah, and that's his
Okay.
Instagram. And just send him a direct message. This here, all these have stories behind them, right? So this here is a small piece of celestite, and this is, you can see, it's also wrapped, but this is wrapped in gold, and it's on a rope. So these are two totally different pieces. But this one actually, someone that was selling jewelry was leaving, and she had dropped this.
Wow.
And I was just like, "Oh, excuse me, you dropped this," and I went and caught up with her and gave it to her, and she was like, "Oh, thank you so much. You know what? You can have it. It's
Wow.
yours," So
Wow.
that's how I got this. But this is the same one as this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this
And
is.
just so you keep it with you.
I keep it with me.
keep it
Yeah,
on
yes.
you.
These, it's harder to carry around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Yeah. That's like coins in the casino.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this, as I explained, is organized. So this also,
Right.
you can wear
Keep
it.
the 5G radiation.
Yeah, keep it all. Keep
Ah.
help keep you a little bit balanced. It's not like it's doing everything, but at the same time, do what you can.
Yeah.
Do what you can.
Yeah. Absolutely. Where do the people find you?
You can find me anyway. You can find me on Instagram.
You can find me anywhere.
You can find me on Instagram. I have two pages, one for music,
You on a run?
one for meditation.
Oh, music.
That's right.
We're going to get into that, but today.
Oh, today, Rajesh Meditation is the meditation page. It's at RAJESH Meditation, MEDITATION.
Yeah. See, you can still get a one for the music. When I say
Yeah.
we're going to leave it, that's my way of getting you back again.
Oh,
to do this
perfect,
again.
perfect.
You see how that work, baby Brian?
Return trip?
Yeah, it worked.
Me? I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
You can go to my website, and it's rjshmusic.com, and my Instagram is also rjshmusic.
You see how enterprising he is? You can just go to my website.
Gotta give them a place. You gotta guide the people somewhere, right?
Absolutely, Raj. I learned a lot. And of course, there's so much more to you. And I'm enjoying peeling back these layers. I think it's fun because we have these interviews and they're formal, but we still kind of like crack jokes a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Only
I
if
love
they
it.
sing without the cameras. Yeah.
Hey, Too hot for TV, you know.
Part 12.
I know, right? Here we go again. So I appreciate you, brother.
Oh,
Thank you
man.
for this platform and doing so, just contributing yourself and diving deep to everything that you do. So I love seeing the growth, the progress, and
I appreciate it, man.
it's very well deserved. And I love to see consistency happen, you know,
I appreciate it.
and people doing their thing, bro. So it's much love.
I
You know.
appreciate it. And I am sure that there are people out there who are going to enjoy learning this information because let me ask you one more
Of
question.
course.
Somebody, when I told them what we were going to be talking about, they said, that's new age stuff. I don't believe in that new age stuff.
No, well, this is old age stuff, actually. This is as ancient as it gets. You know, yoga is considered the very first science. And it's, in a nutshell, if the physical body is the hardware and the mental body and the thinking is the software,
Mm-hmm.
then where's the instruction manual? You got electricity that brings it together, but where's the instruction manual? And a lot of us drive cars or play video games, but how many of us sit down and read through the entire manual before driving or playing? Most of us don't. And so the yogi is someone that's getting to know the instruction manual.
Right.
So it's the science of uniting, you know, all of these things together.
Okay. And so crystals aren't new age.
No, crystals are not new age. Crystals they're as old as the earth, literally.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
You see how he giving me that? Why you saying dumb stuff questions?
No, not at
But no,
all.
but no.
I'm just saying, to me,
but like it was like crystals have been here
it
forever.
might be new to that person.
Mm-hmm.
And so that person is saying it's new age because it's new to their experience.
Okay.
And I think that's a little bit more accurate.
Mm.
We're in a new age.
Mm-hmm.
I'll agree with that.
But these things are old, ancient, in fact.
Yeah, they're older than us. I mean, not that's tough, but
That's a whole
let's say-
difference.
yeah, that's a whole different thing. Let's say that this crystal has a lot to teach, if we're open to learn. Let's say
Okay.
something like that. You know.
Okay. All right. With that being said, we out. Peace.
Thank you.